Okay. Please, for once, stream gods, let this be going smoothly. Twitch is live. Twitch also says Dead Space and says the right title. So that's 1 bonus point to me. There's me. Am I live? Oh, I'm not live on TikTok yet. Haha. That is the problem. Okay, but I'm live on Twitch. Am I live on YouTube? That's the next question, because if I'm not live on YouTube, then what good is this? No, it says I'm live. Cool, it says I'm live. Okay. But why am I not having a thumbnail? It shows the old garbage thumbnail. YouTube, you're a mess. You're a mess. I set all this up and you're still not working. So hopefully this works. Okay, but hopefully I'm live, at least on YouTube. Am I live on TikTok? Well, let's try it. Gaming, Dead Space, and save and go live. Give me my URL and key. So, streaming, server, and key. Okay, please work. All right, according to this, I'm live. All right, TikTok shows I'm live. Twitch shows I'm live. YouTube shows I'm live. So I'm good, I think. I think. I don't even know anymore. But I think I'm live. Hello, everybody. I really appreciate you all being here. I apologize that this is kind of messy. What else is new? I don't normally go live on Mondays, but I'm live. Sorry, I have to look at both cameras. I set up both my cameras because ADHD brain. But is the volume okay? That sounds okay. So I am live because it was family day and work was closed. Okay, that's okay. And work was closed. And so I did extra work yesterday so I wouldn't have to do anything today. Because I had a different place that I was supposed to do today that normally I do today because they're normally closed today, and that's the time that I do it. But I decided to bust my butt and do it yesterday just to make my life easier. Hold on, I'm getting an issue here. Hey, what happened? Oh, did I turn this off by accident? Am I not live? Am I still not live? Hello? Ah, hi, I'm live. Okay. TikTok is live. All right, cool. So normally I don't go live on Mondays, but I didn't have anything else to do. On top of that, I'm not going to be live on Thursday. I'll repeat this again when people actually stop in. I'm not going to be live on Thursday, so I decided that I'd go live today to make up for missing Thursday. More than likely missing Thursday. It'll depend on how I'm feeling. Long story short, sorry, I'm trying to get my chat to show up and I can't see it for TikTok anyway. Long story short, I am getting... Okay. There. So apparently the chat changes on this thing. So I'm trying it now. Docs. Custom browser docs. And paste that. And apply. And close. And can I refresh this? Okay. I don't know if it's going to work, but we'll try. Anyways, I have to go to Toronto to get my hair done. And so I have an appointment at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, but from where I am to Toronto, it's about a 2-hour drive. And I'm going to be driving back like mid rush hour. So it'll probably be more like a 3-hour drive home. So I'm going to be on the road for about 5 hours total. And by the time I get home, it's going to be closer to like 6 p.m. I don't know if I'm going to have the energy by 10 o'clock to stream. So I decided to stream today to kind of make life a little bit easier for myself, not for you guys. For everybody else, it's not really easy when I just come live out of nowhere. Inuyugi, hello. Nice to see you. Welcome. I hope you are doing well. Hope your night is going well. We're going to continue with Dead Space. If you weren't here the last time, we had a weird glitch happen that I had been told about by my brother. I hadn't experienced it yet until the stream last week. Basically, on Thursday, we were playing, and I died, but the game did its autosave thing right before I died. And so the game does this weird thing because it's using an SSD as its memory thing. Sorry, if it looks like I'm looking the wrong way, it's because I've got two separate cameras and they're both on at the same time. TikTok has this one and YouTube has this one right now. Twitch has this one. And then when I switch the gameplay, it's going to be the opposite. So it's a headache. But basically, you die. And because it's using an NVMe drive, it's really, really fast. And so it actually loads faster than the game is able to keep up with its assets. And so the game actually begins gameplay before the level itself is finished loading. And so what happens is you die as the loading screen finishes loading, and you die to the death animation. You wake up to the death animation, which then sends you right back to that load screen, and it just does it over and over again, and you cannot escape it. Because you don't have control of your character until the screen is visible. But I can feel it all. I can feel the controller vibrating and everything. And with my speakers, my headphones being on really loud, I can actually hear being like I'm being attacked. But there's nothing I can do to stop it, which is really frustrating. It's really, really annoying. A weird glitch that I don't know if the Dead Space devs know about, but it's really frustrating. I was going to make a TikTok about it, but life's been a little bit stressful. There's been a few things going on in my private life, which have kind of killed my energy for doing anything. But live streaming at least gives me the ability to just chill out while I'm doing it. So that's kind of what we're planning to do. But yeah, that's kind of what's happening. That's life right now. And I hope you all don't mind that I've started streaming. I'm going to test something. Test. Does that work? Does it pop up on my screen over here? It doesn't work. Why doesn't it pop up on my stream over here? That's so weird. Okay, I get that my name is required, but... Can it... there we go. Now it's connected. Okay. So it's connected now. Let me test one more time to see if the chat's popping up on my side. Test again. Okay. Ha! It pops up on this side. Perfect. So basically, I'm live on TikTok, but the problem I've been having is I was using TikTok Live Studio before, which was awesome, but then that was 2 instances of OBS running, and they would kind of compete as to who was going to be taking up the power. And so I had split it to CPU and GPU, but depending on what I was doing, sometimes it would bog down one or the other. And so now I'm streaming all off of OBS, which works great, but I had no way of seeing my chat or having alerts or anything for TikTok. So I've been working on it for the last hour or so to try to figure it out, and it wasn't working, but I figured it out now. I can see my chat. I should be able to see alerts, so if somebody follows or whatever on TikTok, it'll appear. I'm going to rework my overlays because I actually ended up working out to be able to do jump scares as well on TikTok. So I'll be able to have jump scares all around and alerts all around and everything. So everybody should see everybody else interacting with the channel. The chat's still a little bit of a mess. I've still got to figure that out a little bit, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, it's just hard because TikTok and YouTube don't see Twitch, and Twitch and YouTube don't see TikTok, and Twitch and TikTok don't see YouTube, and I have to get all three on screen at once, but I can only do 2 into one chat box, and so I'd have to have 2 chat boxes on screen, which is kind of, it's a nightmare. I'll try to figure something out. I don't know what I'll do. But yeah, that's kind of where we're sitting. So I guess we'll get started. We'll play some Dead Space and just do what we do, you know? Chat, play, waste time, and then I'm gonna go to bed. I'm not gonna be up super late tonight. I'm not gonna be playing for an insane amount of time, but we'll play. Stim, hello, how's it going? Welcome. Yeah, so let's first let me switch the screen before we have any other issues. Line in is working. Switch over to the HDMI port. I think. Hopefully it works. Come on. Don't give me an issue. No, it's not. Why did it stop? Why is it not showing me? Did it? No, it's not unplugged because it's showing. If I go here. Boom. You can see the gameplay over there. Oh, it didn't link you guys. That's weird. Where's this one? Gameplay. Boom. Okay, now you guys can see it too. All right, so for some reason... Wait, I went to the wrong one over here. That's why. Gameplay. Boom. Okay, now you can see me. But for some reason, it didn't pick up. Shut up, YouTube Premium. I don't want YouTube Premium. That's plugged in. Why isn't it showing up? It's like skipping... It's skipping straight to DisplayPort again. I mean, I could play it that way, but I don't want to. My day's been okay. My day's been okay. Lots of time with my daughter, because I'm in Canada, and I'm in Ontario specifically, and we have family day today. And so she didn't have school, I didn't have work, and so I spent most of the day with her. And then when she went to bed, I spent like an hour working out some technical stuff here on stream. It's so hard for me to know what camera to look at. Here on on stream to try to make the stream a little bit smoother, but now I'm having an issue with my capture card for some reason, which is really weird. Huh. I'm wondering if it got unplugged from the monitor. That's exactly what it was. It got unplugged from the monitor. Okay. We're good. We're good. We're ready, I think. Hello, Seven. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. Okay. Now let's see if it actually turns on. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we're good. We're good. All right, we're live. We're good. You guys can see the gameplay. You're listening to stream beats, but let's get the game going. Like I said, I'm not going to go super long tonight. It's probably not going to be a very interesting stream as far as like high energy or anything, but I'm live. I'm not going to be live Thursday, so I figured I'd do it today. I'm hoping to be live tomorrow. That's why I don't want to go too late tonight, because I do have to get up somewhat early to stream before picking up Nora. And if I don't go to bed early enough, I'm just going to sleep right through it, and then there's not going to be a stream tomorrow, and I want to stream tomorrow. And then Wednesday, I don't normally stream. I might do an extra stream Wednesday. Thursday, I like I said, I'm going to Toronto. I'm going to be there all day, so I may not stream, I don't think. And then Friday, we should be good to stream like usual, hopefully. If I'm not dead tired. I mean, it's a 5-hour drive. It's not so bad, because I'm going to be home at around like 6, probably 7, maybe 6, around 6. So it's not horrendously late, but I just might be too exhausted to want to sit in front of the computer for the whole day on Friday. But hopefully. All right, 7, drive safe. Don't get yourself in trouble by listening to me. Okay, I hope this works. Oh, I hate that it does that. It's got noise. I can hear noise, and it's driving me crazy. Eesh. Okay, that's okay. That's okay. We'll live with it. We'll live with it. Once the game is going, it should be okay. Okay, please load before the death. Let's try it and see if the death shows up. And if the death shows up, we're gonna have to try to pick a load file. And I think the load file was like half an hour before that point. So let's try it. Let's just see what happens. Okay. No, I think we're good. I think we're good. This was the spot. Oh no, this is where I saved. This is where I normally saved. This is where I saved, so it's before the broken part. So we still have some work to do. I'm your drive home entertainment. Let's get a little funky. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All right, Stim, have yourself a good evening. I appreciate you coming to hang out and taking the time to say hello. It's really dark in this game. I feel like the brightness settings are a little bit low, but it may just be my imagination. Okay. Is this the way I'm supposed to go? Yes. So nerve-wracking. It's really dark, I can't see. Okay. Ooh. Very loud. You should have subwoofer 7 so you can hear all this really loudly. And then you would be rumbling down the street. Then you wouldn't need gas at all. What's happening? What's with the shaking? Oh god. I don't remember this. Okay, I guess it was for nothing. Okay, I think we're okay. Okay, I'm anxious. I don't like when it's been a few days between gameplay for horror games because I don't remember what happened, and then I get confused and I get caught off guard. Oh, Jesus! I wasn't scared. You were scared. Okay. So anxious. Okay, no, I do remember this part. This is the thing I had to bring down, and then I was heading back, and that's when I died, when I was on the way back.
Refueling sequence activated. Sufficient fuel to fire primary engine.
Okay, I've got a fuel reading. Only a quarter full, but it should be enough.
I still need to get the centrifuge working before restart. Someone really screwed with these fuel lines.
Move fast, Isaac. Aegis 7's looking damn close out there.
Trying to like rework the volume because I hooked up my Go XLR directly to my capture card again, like I had it originally. Which is not how I had it a few days ago. But the problem with how I had it a few days ago is I would have to click onto OBS to control the audio, which is not very delicate. It's harder for me to like adjust it perfectly, especially when I'm mid gameplay and I have to like grab the mouse and bring it over and try to find it on the screen and all that. So I plugged it directly, which is how I had that weird interference. It's like a radio interference loop. Basically, it's picking up the electrical sound waves. Oh crap! I forgot. This is where I died, I think. It's picking up the electrical signal and putting it into sound waves, making it very hard to have clean sound. But once everything's going, it's not so bad. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really loud, but I mean, it's the interference. You don't really hear it once the game music and explosions and all that kick in. Like, I can't hear it at all. But as soon as it's completely silent, I can hear it. But games are very rarely completely silent, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. And it's worth it for the control that I get. Being able to like manually adjust the volume is invaluable. Okay. A ricochet tracer. Okay. Alright, you know you've been on TikTok for way too long, and I read the ricochet tracer, and all I thought was, I could be Tracer. I'm already Tracer. If you know, you know. And I feel sorry for you for knowing. Okay, how much inventory stuff do I have? Oh, I pushed the wrong button. That's not what I meant to press. Okay. We got 1, 2, 3 health. We've got... Okay, so it's okay that I used it because we've got 3 of them. Oxygen refill. We've only got 1 of these left. I think I need to buy some of these. What does this mean? Oh, it's just that it's not equipped. I might want to equip that. Okay, equip it. And we're going to equip it to the right. Alright, cool. So I think I definitely need to buy some bullets for this thing. That's what we're going to aim for right now. Seven, are you driving with your windows down and is the volume really loud? Because if it is, no, Seven, I don't want to buy your illegal drugs. I hope a cop does not stop you for trying to sell me illegal drugs. That would not be good. Did I get you arrested, Seven? Did I get you arrested? Because if I did, I apologize. I apologize for nothing. 2,000. Oh my god, it's going to eat up all my credits. It's worth it. We need it. Okay. We'll deal with it. Is there anything I can sell? There is nothing I can sell. Okay. Okay. I'm pretty sure it was like shortly after this I died. It was like the elevator, I think. Did I take the tram? I might have taken the tram. And then that's where I died. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't remember. Okay, don't die. Don't die. Whoa, what is that noise? Oh, it's the door. It's the door. It's just the door. Okay, if I hit that, it will slow the guys down, which is definitely something I need to do, but I'm just nervous. I don't want to pick it up because I'm afraid that I'm going to need it.
Clearance confirmed.
I'm debating whether I should use another health. Let's just... Whoa! Let's just leave it for now. Take that. That made sense. Something that's above waist level. I tried to punch and it didn't work. I stomped on the ground and that blew it up. Video game physics. Okay. I'm gonna take this because I feel like they're telling me I need this for a reason. And I feel like if I just let go, it'll just fall. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Okay, do I have... Oh, can I open these?
Clearance confirmed.
More absences. It's not just the unitologist sneaking off for religious exemptions or whatever. We're seeing various serious gaps in the rotation. People going on sick with sleep deprivation, self-inflicted injuries, or just disappearing. They go off shift and they don't come back. Someone said the ship's being attacked. Bullshit. We're at the ass end of nowhere. Who'd come all this way to attack a mining ship? And yeah, the captain is dead, but Carmack says one of the bridge staff killed him. I swear to God, the rumors on this deck are out of control. Update. Lost contact with the bridge. No rig link. No security hardline. Nothing. Okay. This is beyond rumors. Fuck this. I'm getting out while I still can. I do think TikTok, my stream on TikTok is looking pretty nice. YouTube doesn't look too bad either. I've got my camera pointed up a little bit high, but I like my logo light. I don't want to not have that on camera. I don't know where I put my phone. Oh, I left it on the other side of the room. That's okay. All right. Oh, plasma cutter. Oh, damage is all the way up there. I can't reach that. Not for a while anyway. Pulse rifle maybe? Damage, yes. We can bring up the damage. Of course I'm going into the scary room. Oh, I know what's gonna happen here. I remember what happens here. I don't like what happens here. I remember what happens here, though. 7, stop it. Stop it, 7. I'm so anxious for Thursday. I'm so anxious for Thursday. Because, I don't know if you were here when I was saying, I'm getting my hair done on Thursday. I have to really keep on top of my hair. I just haven't done it only because I wasn't fully grown out yet when they put it on originally. And so I was waiting for it to like really grow out to get it styled. So, or wrong camera, to get it styled. So that way I can make sure that I can kind of mimic what they're doing at home between big visits. Cause it's not cheap. I mean, it's not as expensive as it is for women, but it's still not cheap. And so sorry, TikTok, I'm looking over here. Cause I don't think anybody's really chatting on TikTok, so I'm not ignoring you, I promise. And so I am getting new hair put on, but the stylist that did it with me, he's awesome. He's a great guy, very, very skilled, talented, made me feel great. But he suggested that this system was a little bit too dark, and he suggested it's too thick. 100% agree that it's too thick. This is the thickness that I normally had, and even now, I was when I was at work, I was rubbing the back of my head to kind of feel the density of my own hair and then ran it through the top, and it feels almost the same. The difference is my hair is softer, and so it's much more easy to see down to my scalp, whereas this hair seems to be drier, coarser, and so it's harder to see down to the scalp, and so it makes it look even thicker than my natural hair. But when I run my fingers through it, it feels very, very close to the density. The new system is thinner. It feels thinner than my hair, which I can still live with. That's fine. But the hairstylist suggested I go one shade lighter in color. And because my hair was still growing in, he even suggested going for a little bit salt and pepper. But I have like one gray hair, and so salt and pepper just wouldn't work when the rest of my hair is solid black. But again, it was just growing in, so he couldn't get a full fair judgment of it. So I went a little bit lighter, but now when I look at it, that one is brown. This one is black. My hair is black. And so I'm worried that system is going to be way more obvious because it's lighter. Whereas this system is obvious because it's dense, but the color doesn't stand out as much. I'm worried that the color is going to stand out a whole bunch because it's lighter than my hair. And normally guys do the reverse. Normally guys go really dark and then that looks unnatural, but this is going really light. Not really light, but just a little bit lighter. I'm hoping that it's because it's very long and that once it gets styled and trimmed and all that, it'll look much more natural. And if not, I'm going to have to dye it. But then the downside is it's lace. And so if I dye it, the lace will go black and I can't have that happen either. And so I'm going to have to like try to figure out a way to dye it without dyeing the lace and then dye my hair to make sure that it matches. Cause if I go too dark on that, like I'm just nervous. I'm nervous. I'm sure it's going to look good. I'm excited for the less density. I'm definitely excited for lace because that breathes a lot better. And now that I know a lot more, I'm excited to kind of see what the quality difference is going to be. And I still have a few more months with these guys. Like I have like 10 more months to go. So in probably like another month and a half, I'll probably get another system. Like I'm going to try to take advantage and try multiple systems while I can. And then that way I can choose what one I want to stick with long term. So far, I love this. It just doesn't breathe very well, but I'm hoping that maybe less density will make it more breathable. The other one, I like the density on that one. I'm curious about the lace just because I work a very physical job and the lace will allow me to sweat and it'll evaporate, whereas here the sweat kind of gets trapped. But yeah, sorry, long story. Seven, don't do that. Don't do it. Okay, I guess we'll get started. But I am excited. I'm also, I think I'm a little bit worried that this is really dense and it's very easy to style. Like it's crazy and it's not manageable and I have to style it every day because if I don't, it looks horrible. Like it's a big poof ball on my head. But that's what my normal hair did. This new one is a lot thinner, so it's going to be less out of control, but I think it's going to be less controllable as well because it's so thin. So I'm worried about having to style my hair once I get that one on. We'll see. I'm going to let her just do whatever she wants, however she thinks it'll look good for styling, and then we'll go with it. Who knows what they're going to do? Because I've seen some really cool styles. I've seen some styles I really don't like, but I've seen some really cool styles, so we'll see what happens. Maybe I should do the teenager thing where like my bangs stick straight out like a broom. You know what I'm talking about? Then I'll put that teenage filter on. You know, the one that's making all the rounds. It doesn't look anything like me. I tried it. It doesn't look anything like I looked as a teenager. Okay. Oh, I don't want to do this. Let's go. Actually, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Oh god, it's so dark. Okay.
Decontamination sequence activated.
Here we go.
Please stand by.
Oh god! Where are you? I don't see you. Oh god. I'm like holding my breath as if that's gonna help me in any way. Oh, this is so much scarier in this version. The fog makes it impossible to see. Oh, really? It was easier. It was scarier, but it was easier. Okay.
Decontamination sequence complete. Thank you.
I am good with that. I'm good with that. I'll take it. Okay, we're good. Ooh. See, I think that's the problem that a lot of modern horror games are missing now, is they'll do sound effects like, you know, creaking doors or monsters or like explosions and electricity and stuff, but they miss the sounds of other living people in the background noise. Like in let's say Resident Evil, you're walking around, you can hear the monsters making noise or whatever when they're in a room, but like being able to hear people screaming on the streets would make it so much more nerve-wracking that you're like outside and you can hear other people are dying right now and you are in danger. I love stuff like right now we just heard somebody that sounded like they were crawling through the vents and screaming. Oh crap. Audio is so important in video games. And consoles are finally starting to really up their game when it comes to audio. I mean, the truth is, most of my console gaming is done through stream, and so I end up having to listen to it through a whole process, so it doesn't sound as clear. Like, even right now, I can hear all this background noise, and it's driving me crazy. But when I'm playing on my own, sitting on the couch, and I'm on the TV, and I'm using my headset that's connected directly to the Xbox, I've got one of those Turtle Beach stealth ones that connect directly, and the quality is like tenfold better. Oh, consoles have really upped their game with audio. Audio is so important. Rig unavailable for priority message. Transcript provided to all available storage. J Temple. Young, you there? Fuck, what's keeping them? The centrifuge is still offline. We're running out of time. Danvers. No reg link. Contact since they left, Chief. They're gone, aren't they? Temple. But we warned them with everything we had. They'd have sent word if there was trouble. What? Did they fall down a fucking hole? Fuck. There's full tectonic load hanging off our ass. What if we turn off the gravity tethers, drop the load, buy ourselves time? I tried. Unless I rip out half of the ship's wiring, it takes CEC board members override to drop all that ore. Can't risk fucking off that pissing off the shareholders. And without the centrifuge to balance the ship, we're talking planet fall in. in hours, if we're that lucky. Sorry, my reading was really bad. I haven't done much voiceover reading on stream. Got to get my acting chops back up. I'm gonna have lots of time for it, so I need to start getting myself back in that groove, you know? Oh, I don't like the floating mechanics in this game. I don't understand them. Not that they're bad, I'm just not good at it.
Warning. Centrifuge offline. Please attach generator modules manually.
I will, but let me see what other cool stuff there is here that I might want. Like there. Well, I don't need oxygen right now, but still. I will take the bullets. I don't want to do it quite yet. I just want to make sure there's nothing to pick up. Except for the oxygen. I don't want the damn oxygen. Okay. Alright, I guess that's it. So, boom to take off. Oh, that's how I rotate. Okay. That's what I was frustrated with. I couldn't... Oh, God! I couldn't figure out how to rotate the last time I did this. And so it was frustrating because the world was just like turning and I couldn't do anything to fix it. But now I figured it out. Oh, poor Dakota's gonna be upset. Dakota's gonna think that he forgot my stream. Dakota, if you come back to see this, I don't know if you'll be on TikTok or on Twitch. If you come back to see this, this was an unplanned space astro walk. I don't know what it's actually called. I wasn't planning to stream today until today because it clicked that Thursday I probably won't have the energy to do it. So I decided to stream today to make up for it. So do not think that I told you and you forgot or anything like that. I'm just live with no warning. Which is probably one of the not so good ideas as a streamer. But I knew that going into this. Oh. Alright, here we go. And then this thing starts spinning and then it gets really dangerous in here really fast. Okay, that's not... Oh wait, what if I... and then there it is. See, all I needed to do was but I didn't originally.
Generator module attached.
And since I didn't it didn't work. But now I would, so we should be good. How do I get up? All right, here we go. Oh. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Generator module attached. Clutch engaged. All personnel clear for centrifuge restart.
Okay. I think that means this is what we wanted to do. And then I think there's a computer I'm supposed to press or something. Not 100% sure. I can't remember. It's been a while. Doesn't tell me where, but I think it's over there. I think that's where I'm supposed to go. So let's go there, I guess. I don't see a computer anywhere else, so it's gotta be that. No, that wasn't it. Oh wait, no, the computer here. Boom.
Centrifuge activated. Re-establishing balance with tectonic load.
Looks like the centrifuge is back online. All that's left is restarting the engines, right? Ready when you are.
Oh, we're dead. Oh, we're dead. I got stuck and we're dead. I knew it. I knew it. I got stuck and we died. Oh, hello, Sushi. How are you? You haven't played it? It's good. The first one is awesome. I loved, sorry, looking at the wrong camera. The first one is awesome. I loved it. I felt that the first one was very, very well done. Okay. And it held up really well. I didn't expect to notice such a big difference graphically.
The centrifuge is back online. All that's left is restarting the engines, right? Ready when you are.
I didn't expect it to be such a big graphical difference. I thought it was going to be mediocrely better. Mediocrely. I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay, that's not how I get there then. I expected the difference to be mediocre at best. Graphically, yeah, this is way prettier. But the first one, they had such a good art direction that it wasn't needed. It wasn't like a big impact that the quality wasn't, you know, amazing. But that being said, it's definitely a repeat of the original game. There's not much as far as you know, brand new content. It's just slightly remixed. So I think if you play the original, which you could get at a much better price, versus this, you're not going to be missing out on anything major except for a few what are they called?
Looks like the centrifuge is back online.
Something of life, quality of life improvements.
Ready when you are.
You know, little things like being able to just float wherever, or having slightly better lighting, or the character having a voice, stuff like that. Nothing that's going to be, oh crap, nothing that's going to be, you know, a game changer when it comes to this versus the new one. Okay. I gotta keep going that way, so one more time. Go. 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 Dude, you got stuck. Oh god, it's coming. Okay, we're here. We're good. I want to say it's up, right? I'm good, Sushi. I'm good. Just... okay, we're good. Just trying to get past this area, but I'm very good. Enjoying life, you know? But yeah, it's a great game. It's got very good story. A very good story. It's a little bit convoluted and hard to follow, and it can be confusing and almost tacky at times. But it's a good game. It's a really good game. I love it. Whoa, God! Oh, I forgot about this. That was actually quite intense. Holy crap, that was quite intense. Okay, I think this is... no, that's that. This is health. There we go. jerk. Okay, I remembered about that when we were going. I didn't remember about that on the way back. Okay. I think what I really what I really appreciate about this game is that it's unapologetic in how predictable it can be. You know what I mean? Like, you know that there are certain things that as soon as I walk in that room, a monster's gonna come get me. Right? And like it will go with it. It will run with it, but it'll still manage to scare you while doing it, which I think is great. I think too many games are trying to be innovative in how they scare you, that it's almost lost its value in scaring you because they're trying to be too creative. They're almost too creative for their own good. Does that make sense? You know what I'm trying to say? Okay. Are you in here or are you over there? You are in here. Okay. It's kind of the same thing that happened with like JRPGs, turn-based RPGs. A lot of games were turn-based, and it was fine, and it worked great. But then all the RPGs started to try to do something newer and innovative in the way that they did battles, which at first was really fun. And obviously there was some speed bumps. Some games did them in a way that didn't exactly work. But now it's almost lost that classic turn-based RPG feeling. And for me, like when I play a Final Fantasy, I want the turn-based RPG feeling, you know? I want how do I get that? Wait. I want the, you know, scroll down to attack, and then what kind of attack, and how much mana I have left between attacks. Like, I want that again. Thankfully, a lot of indie devs are going for that, so that's always nice. Okay. I'm like all tense, trying not to die. Okay, here we go.
Got it. Isaac, fuel storage is unlocked. It'll give you access to the engine chamber.
Why is it scary music? Why is it scary music? Friggin' video games. Okay. Yeah, now I can do stim packs. Can I sell? I can sell this thing. Semiconductor for some credits. Nothing that I want right now. Nothing that I really need. What's this? Oh, I already own that. I already own that too. Oh, no, wait. No, I don't. Bring this part to the bench to extend the upgraded path to access special upgrade. Ooh. I have to buy those eventually. Okay. Okay. Oh, floating guy, that's not cool.
Entering zero gravity.
Oh god, that's really unsettling. Oh, get off me, dead guy.
Hey, Hammond. I cracked the secure files. CC was here for more than just a mining claim, huh?
What do you mean?
This outbreak started on the colony after the miners dug up some artifacts. Something alien.
That's impossible.
But it would explain why Aegis 7 is meant to be off limits, right? Earth God's orders. When the miners found the artifact, they reported hallucinations, paranoia, suicides. But the Ishimura brought this marker on board anyway. Like that was a plan.
Wait. The marker.
Okay, back up. Where's this marker now?
In cargo. All packaged up for delivery.
Okay, so I gotta use stasis to get over there. So what is it that makes you have a hard time with scary games? Like, what is it that makes you not be good at playing them? Is it like you get too freaked out, so you quit before you get too far? Or is it just a case of like just the gameplay style just it doesn't make sense to you, so you kind of struggle just with gameplay in general? They give you such little credits, it really sucks. Uh-oh. Whoa! Jeez, you jerk. Is there anything in here? No. I'm gonna die. Get off me. Get off me. That was lame. That was lame. Yeah, that can be overwhelming. I have the same issue. I do like playing horror games. I used to love playing scary games on my own, and then I started streaming them. And I had so much more fun being scared in front of other people versus just being scared alone. There was almost a feeling of embarrassment when I was scared on my own. You know what I mean? Whereas I'm scared in front of everybody watching, and it's embarrassing, but it's embarrassing in a way that I'm okay with. I'm okay with laughing at myself. So it made it a little bit easier, but there are definitely games that I've streamed that the jump scares like brought me to a breaking point, like where I genuinely just was terrified and wanted to stop. Ark, how you doing, man? How are you?
Reported hallucinations, paranoia, suicides, but the Ishimura brought this marker on board anyway. Like that was the plan.
Wait. The marker.
Okay, back up. Where's this marker now?
In cargo. All packaged up for delivery.
But yeah, that feeling of like being chased, definitely not a fun feeling when you're in the middle of a game. And then sometimes they make the stories so good that you want to keep pushing forward, but just the fear level is so high that pushing forward is just not an option. So I can understand. I can totally understand. Nice. The game's going well. I've died once. We had a glitch last week where I got stuck in a death loop that this game has. It's really weird because I'm not the only one it's happened to. I had heard of it, and then it happened to me on stream. So, not exactly a good thing, but I'm having a really fun time. I'm having a really fun time. What anime are you watching? Okay, here we go, and go. Don't mess it up. Okay, we're good. We made it through. Let's go back down, because I definitely want to refill my stasis. I don't want to have to use my own. By the grace of the gods. I haven't watched anime in forever. I really need to. I need to get back into it, but one of the problems I'm running into here is Amazon Prime has anime available, but the anime here is in French on Amazon Prime. and so I can't change the language. It really sucks. It just has to do with some of the laws
Zero gravity.
in Canada. Overall, in Canada, there's a whole thing where, like, oh my god, hold on. Holy crap, that's so loud. It's so loud, I'm sorry, everybody. I mean, it may not be loud to you, but it's really loud to me. Okay, the volume's better. Oh, flamethrower. I forgot about this weapon. I don't remember this weapon. So, basically in Canada, there's a whole thing with, like, trying to keep our own content available for ourselves, because the United States already is kind of an elephant, right? Like they're kind of influencing everybody, no matter where you are. You'll see American television or American, music, or you'll see American models. Like a lot of American influences around the world, and being an American neighbor, especially one that's so similar, it's very easy for us to get just enveloped in American media, which is fine. It's not to say American media is bad. It's the whole thing of, like, if Americans are coming in with more money because they have a bigger media pool, and they have the biggest media companies in the world, they're going to come in with a ton of money, and they're going to be able to just bring in Americans and have American shows, and that's it. And then Canadian arts will die. Canadian creativity will die. And so we have a law here about how a certain percentage of Canadian content has to be available, and they just recently updated it to include streaming platforms. Now, of course, the people who are illiterate when it comes to laws and the way things work were trying to use that to scare people into thinking that meant that you were only going to see American or Canadian content through the algorithms and stuff. And it's like, that's not what I meant. And it wasn't referencing things like TikTok or YouTube. What they're talking about are like the ads on TikTok and YouTube, or the things you see on Amazon, Amazon Prime or Netflix. Like, they have to have a certain percentage of American content on those platforms. And so what's happening is, like, Amazon Prime has anime. It's all in French, but that's because they send out French content to Quebec, but that's the Canadian content, and so it comes out in French. I get a whole bunch of ads in French now, which I never used to, and now I see the same, like, 3 ads over and over and over again, because they're the bigger companies with money in Canada, and especially in my region, so I just see the same ads all the time, which really sucks. But anyways, what I was getting at is the anime really sucks that I can't watch it because it's all in French. I can watch some stuff on Netflix, but I'm really limited. I was paying for Crunchyroll, but I don't watch enough anime to make it worth the money, so I haven't paid for Crunchyroll in a while. I haven't tried Ghost of Tsushima. I've heard it's great. I really want to, but I haven't yet. Dakota, hello. How are you? I actually brought you up about 20 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. I even made a message specifically directed to you. And I even said, I don't know if you're going to be watching on Twitch or on TikTok or YouTube or where you're going to be. So I was talking to both cameras at the same time. That I was saying that I just went live without any kind of notice. I didn't tell people I was going live, and it's not a normal stream date. So I didn't want you to feel bad that you missed the stream if you didn't show up, because I didn't warn anybody that this was happening. So it's not like I told you and you forgot. All right, Ark, go lurk away. Go lurk away. I am not taking a picture of my chat right now because of something Ark said. That is not what I'm doing at all. Not to keep it for later so I can remember and look it back when I'm not streaming. That's not what I'm doing at all. I was just checking my tablet to see that it was working properly. Well, I appreciate it, Dakota. Yeah, I wasn't gonna stream. I don't normally stream. I did decide to because I am getting my hair done on Thursday, and so I'm not gonna be available. And so I wanted to make sure that I got the stream out because I'm more than likely gonna be too tired to stream on Thursday. And you know, I'm going to Toronto, and it's a 2-hour away place. It's only gonna be like a half an hour appointment for the hair, but it's 2 hours away, and it's right at 1 o'clock. So by the time I'm done, it's gonna be getting close to 2, and it's right when rush hour starts to pick up in Toronto, and so it's probably gonna be about 3 hours, almost 3 hours to get home, which means I'll probably be getting home around 5, maybe 6, depending on how bad the traffic is. And then I stream at 10, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to go through all that and then just cancel the stream and everybody just kind of, you know, I've been canceling a lot, so I don't want to do that again. So I figured today I had a lot of time. I did my work yesterday, so I didn't have to do it today. And I thought it wouldn't hurt to do the extra stream to kind of make up for it. I'll still be live tomorrow, hopefully, but at least this makes up for missing Thursday, and then I'm hoping to be live Friday. What? I don't remember those in the original game. It depends on Arc. I don't know if any of the bots work anymore. I don't know if any of that stuff is active anymore. I don't I haven't kept up with any of that, and I don't know what's active and what isn't, so I apologize, man. Yeah, Dakota, it depends. With Toronto, it really depends. It's one of those places that if you are from a small town, or like a farm, a majorly farm type of city, it's going to be way out of your comfort zone. It's pretty rough to kind of deal with being in Toronto because it's jam-packed with people. There is a lot of business there, so there's a lot of really tall buildings, which makes everything way louder because the sound bounces off everything. And because people are usually business people or students, they're almost always in a rush. So it's very much that like New Yorker mentality of like, just get out of my way and let me go to where I want. And they're going to be pretty blunt with what they want to say to you because they just want to move on to the next person or move on to the next thing they have to do. That being said, Toronto is so lively with multiculturalism. You can find pretty much any kind of food within a 15-minute walk from any country. I was living in the northern part of Toronto. Torontonians hate it because they don't count it as Toronto, but the rest of the country sees it as Toronto. I was living in North York, which is like a 35-minute ride from downtown Toronto. And the street that I lived on, if I walked 2 blocks up, there was a main street, and there were 3 restaurants within 2 blocks of each other, and one was a Caribbean place, one was a Japanese place, and one was an Indian place. Very, very different types of food, all within 2 blocks of each other. So the beauty of Toronto is that there's a lot of accessibility for people, and if you live there, you don't need a car. Like, you can't really have a car, it's way too expensive, but you don't need a car because you can just walk to wherever you need to go. No matter what you need, it's just within walking distance, and you'll meet people of all sorts. And as an artist, it was the place where art was kept alive, which was wonderful because I had a bunch of friends that were doing a bunch of indie small theater stuff and always creating and always trying new things out, and Toronto was great for that. But if you're not of the ilk that likes big cities, Toronto is definitely not going to be for you because it's the most American city we have in Canada, and it's very, very big city. I'm on the fence about it. I don't mind it, but I'm also very antisocial, so a lot of people is not really my cup of tea, and I don't want to live in a shoebox and be paying, with my leg for rent. So Toronto isn't necessarily for me, but I'm not against it. The place that I'm going now, that I'm going on Thursday to do my hair, cool little salon. It's one of those ones like you see on TV, the trendy ones where like everybody's super fashionable, and like the one lady that was there when I was waiting last time, she was older, like I'm saying late 60s, maybe early 70s, full gray hair, and she was getting her hair done spiky, and she was thinking about dyeing it bright pink, like just very edgy, and like just trendy, the whole place. And so like that's really cool about Toronto, that you can see a lot of like the cool edgy stuff that's there. You could try a lot of cool edgy food, and I went to a vegan place once. I was vegan for a while, yeah. I went to a vegan place and they made phenomenal burritos there. Mind you, the hygiene was kind of lacking from the servers, so I never went back, but because I'm kind of a germaphobe, but the food was great. So there are pluses and minuses to Toronto. It's definitely not for everybody, but I do think it's a good city. It's just a lot to handle. You have to kind of get used to it. Once you get used to it, most people that I know that moved out there and were kind of iffy about it ended up falling in love and never came back. Ark, jeez. You're gonna make me blush. You're gonna make me blush. Uh-oh, Dakota, I don't know if you saw the ad. If you heard me talk with the ad showing up, I'm sorry. I must have just like gone on and you came back right as I was like, and that's all I have to say. I'm so professional as a streamer. Yeah, like it depends, Ark. It really depends. I wasn't a vegan by choice, so it wasn't as easy for me to get used to it, because like unless you want to do it, you know, giving in to being forced to do something just makes it less enjoyable overall, right? So like you're not gonna enjoy being a vegan if you're being forced to be a vegan. And I'm not willing to accept the whole idea of like it tastes just like chicken, because I've never had anything that tasted just like the meat it was supposed to be. The closest I ever got was Licks used to make a vegetarian burger, and that one was very close. It was still a little bit rubbery, but it was very close. And there used to be this very specific brand. It was a Canadian brand, and they did ground beef, and that was very close. I think the most impressed I've ever been with non-meat meat was the Beyond Beef dudes. They have a very, very realistic meat substitute. It's not perfect, but it's pretty close, you know what I mean? But yeah, vegan food is really hit and miss. You really need a good recipe to you know, pass it off as a meat substitute. But if you're just looking at just vegetarian food in general, there's a lot of really good options out there that don't need meat and a meat replacement. The burrito that I had, it was literally all beans, but it didn't need beef to be a burrito, and it was great. But then I've had some stuff that was just horrendously bad, like horrendously bad. I make pork chops that taste like pork chops. Okay, let's do this. Okay, I guess I gotta go this way. Whoa! No! Oh, now it's closing differently than it was earlier. Weird. It's so loud. You scared me, so you get this. Oh, it didn't work. Dang. Here I was thinking I was gonna be all violent and like mush you up. Oh, well I threw him. That's what you get, you jerk. I've only got 2 bullets left. Thanks, Ark. It was so hard to get out of that stupid habit of Be Kind Rewind for so long. When DVDs first came out. Oh, crap! Oh, I'm almost dead. Holy crap, I didn't even notice that. I'm out of health. That is not good. That is not good. Okay. Okay.
Warning. Planetfall imminent. Correct course immediately.
It's scary in here, and I do not want to just rush in to correct. At least if I fall and the whole place blows up, then I won't feel the pain. But if I run into a room recklessly, I'm gonna get ripped apart, and I will feel that, so no thank you. Wait, if I blow up his belly, do they not come out? Is that what happens? Am I supposed to blow up his belly or not? I don't know. Okay, oh wait, I forgot the part where someone was trying to insurance scam, jump in front of cars or something. Yeah, and that it only has to do with just like the amount of people, right? Like it's a whole thing. Okay, he went on a work trip. He was trying to... Yeah, and like that has to do with people. The sad part is a lot of that is actually outsiders. It's the same situation here. You know, I'm in a tourist city, and we have a ridiculous amount of tourists in this city, and I'm not going to say where the tourists are from, but I will say they are not Canadian, although they like to pretend to be when they go on vacation. And the grocery store here is disgusting. The amount of garbage, the amount of stolen items, the amount of spit out food that I find is ridiculous. Yet 15 minutes down the road in a different town that is no longer considered a tourist town, there is the exact same brand company, and it has not even a tenth of the trash and garbage and all of that. So you would think the people in this city are disgusting versus the ones 10, 15 minutes down the road, except that's not the case. It's the people who are coming to the city who don't live here. And it's because they don't live here that they don't care. And so they just do whatever they want. And so it's kind of the same thing in Toronto. It's the people that aren't from there that are the worst, because if you're in Toronto and you're not from Toronto, you're probably out to do something, you know, party or whatever. So you've probably gotten drunk and you're not thinking as clearly. So you're going to do a lot worse stuff while you're there. And so it's like that gives Toronto a bad rap. At the same time, if you weren't in Toronto, you wouldn't run into those people. So then you wouldn't have had the issue. So in turn, Toronto is the issue. It's a hard balance. But yeah, no, I can understand that it's not for you. But like I was going to school in Toronto every single day, and I lived in Toronto, and I never had anything like that happen to me. I never had any issues in Toronto while I was there. Although I was there when that one incel did the whole thing with the van on the sidewalk. I was actually there, and I was a couple of blocks away from where that happened, and it happened right when I was walking home. So I'm lucky that it wasn't just a few blocks down the street, because then I would have been involved. Yeah, and even then, Dakota, depending on what you're going for, like if you went there with your dad for a business thing, it may still not have been a great experience anyway, because Toronto is very much a place where you need to like do a bunch of stuff while you're around. You know, catch a show, go to a restaurant, and when you're old enough, go to a bar. Like there's a lot to do, but you have to do stuff. If you don't, it's very boring. As a kid, I hated Toronto. Only because I found it super, super boring, because I never had anything to do when I was there. Now as an adult, I love Toronto because there's stuff for me to do. And as like somebody who wants to act, that's kind of the place where I will meet other actors and stuff. So it kind of just depends on a lot, you know?
Warning. Engine power failure. Replace power cell to be...
Shut up, I fixed it.
Ignition sequence
Stop complaining.
initiated. Please stand by.
I knew it. I knew it. Oh, where are the explosives? I thought I saw explosives everywhere. Where are you? There you are. Oh, here are the explosives now that they're all dead. Oh wait, there's another one. Haha, sucker. That wasn't what I meant to do. Whoa! Run! Run, dude! Run! Oh god, I'm gonna die! Oh, he killed me. Wait. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. I survived it somehow. I have no more health. I'm dead. Oh, I'm so dead. That's credits. I don't want credits. I want health, man. Oh, there it is. There it is. He killed me. There it is. He killed me. Oh, nice. Not a bad job at all, Dakota. Not a bad job at all. Yeah, like I said, Toronto can be great. It just kind of depends on what you're doing and who you're with, what situation you're in. You know, like I've gone to Toronto with my parents and it was kind of boring. I've gone to Toronto with friends and it was the best time in the world. I've gone to Toronto by myself and it was kind of like, whatever. You know, it kind of depends on what you're doing. Dude, move. Run, dude. Why don't you run? I knew it. I knew it. I saw you.
Engine power failure. Replace power ignition sequence.
Yeah, and that happens, right? Like sometimes you're not expecting to have a very specific type of job, and then all of a sudden somebody sees something in you, and then you end up with a job that you never thought you would have. And it's kind of the same with parents, right? Like I sold cars, and I'm not a car salesman. You know, I don't have that mentality. I'm not very aggressive when it comes to like selling things. I'm also not very
Engine power failure.
I'm not good at like stretching the truth to convince people to buy stuff, if that makes sense. Sorry, I'm kind of like, I'm going off camera. To convince people, I'm not good at that. Not exactly lying, but stretching the truth. I'm not very good at that. I'm also not money hungry. So, you know, as a car salesman, you need to have drive, because if you don't have drive, you're not going to sell. And if you're not going to sell, then you're not very good. And so like I did it, and I did it for about 3 years. I was okay at it, you know, but I wasn't great. I was also in healthcare, and that's one of the jobs that nobody thought I would do. People who knew me in my private life, because I've always been a very delicate person. I've always been very, how can I explain it? Like I was a pretty boy. Do you know what I mean? Like I was very much into keeping clean. I'm still very much into keeping clean. And I take care of my hair, and I don't like to touch gross things. And my neurodivergence gets me like really freaked out when there are certain gross things, you know, like I don't do well with spit. I really don't do well with people throwing up. And I worked healthcare for 15 years, where the majority of my job was literally dealing with spit and poo and stuff like that. And I did it without any issues. And I was actually really good at that job. So I'm sure it's kind of the same with your dad, is he acts a certain way, and you see him when he's relaxed in a certain way, and then when he goes to business, he's able to shut it off and be a businessman.
Replace power cell to begin ignition sequence.
And like people that knew me in my former life when I was younger, I've always been very, not always been very, what am I trying to say? Like when I was younger, I wasn't very secure in my masculinity. And so I would get very upset if people, you know, mistook me for gay or whatever. I've outgrown it, and I understand it. And now I don't get it. Like, I don't get why people try to use that as something offensive. But I grew up that way, and I grew up in the 90s where that was still somewhat a common thing. But anyway, what I'm getting at is people that knew me back then, who I was always like, I wouldn't say I was a ladies' man, but I was always very much into trying to impress women and all that kind of stuff. And trying to come off as like masculine, right? Not like a jock type of masculine, just a guy. And anything feminine just wasn't for me, except for the earrings. That was the only thing that I was okay with. And now I've outgrown that and everything. And people who knew me back then, when they find out some of the theater shows that I've done and some of the stuff I've worn on stage and some of the things that I've done as an actor, they can't believe it because they knew that version of me. And they don't know how much I've grown and what I do with my life now and how open and secure I am in myself. And so like, I don't get insecure about that kind of stuff. And so I'm sure it's the same thing with your dad where like, you know him with his guard down and him being himself. And so it's always impressive to see that person transform into like a full businessman, being professional and being in control with power. When you know at home he's walking around with his bed head and swearing and all that kind of stuff.
Ignition sequence.
Yeah, Dakota, and you are part of the generation that had a lot more exposure to that. My generation, it wasn't very common. The only people you really saw with 2 earrings were people that were part of the LGBTQ community or like the punk rock skinhead scene. Do you know what I mean? They were the ones that really did the dual earring thing. And then European people would do it a lot. Like, you know, people from Italy and stuff, they would have more comfort in doing stuff like that. And I got my left ear pierced when I was in grade 1. So I was what, like 7 years old, 8 years old? And grade 1, it would have been like 7, 6 maybe. And I got my left ear pierced. My mom let me do it with the whole idea that I would do it. And then like within a few weeks, I'd get bored of it and I'd get rid of it and that would be it. And I did it and I kept it. And I kept it and kept it and kept it. Then when I was about 16, I was very much into like the techno scene, the Euro scene. It was called Euro when I was a kid, or Geno's in my area specifically. And it was like very Italian influenced, Polish influenced. And so a lot of dance music and stuff like that. And I had a girlfriend who was Italian and her cousin was a DJ and he had both his ears pierced. And so she used to like tell me, you should get your other ear pierced. You should get your other ear pierced. So I went and did it. And that was at about the age of 16. And I've had both ears pierced ever since. And there are still people that are older than me that will make comments. There was a guy that I was taking care of actually, and I was working in nursing and I'm wearing scrubs and I've got both ears pierced. At the time I wasn't painting my nails, but it's because I know the people that I was dealing with. I haven't painted my nails in a while actually. But at the time I wasn't painting my nails at all because I knew the people I was dealing with, people in their 80s, they were all old fashioned and they already didn't like me because I was brown. So they were going to be a lot worse if they saw me with painted nail polish. So I didn't paint my nails back then. And then the one guy I was mentioning, my at the time, my girlfriend to him, and he's like, you have a girlfriend? And I was like, yeah. And then he goes, aren't you gay? And he didn't mean that like in an offensive way. He was convinced I was gay. And I was like, no, like I'm not gay. He goes, oh, I just thought cause like, you know, the 2 earrings and everything. And I was like, no, man, everybody's got 2 earrings now. 2 earrings isn't a big deal anymore. But he was still of that mentality. Like he was younger. He was like in his late 40s, early 50s. So he was just too old to kind of be a part of the era that started accepting it more. But yeah, earrings were definitely something that people weren't very happy about. I had to defend myself about my earrings quite a few times. And now, I don't care. Now it's the nail polish. People get so offended about somebody wearing nail polish, which is like ridiculous. Dude, why don't you run? Hello, Nikki. How are you? I hope you're doing okay. Ah, crap. Oh, come on. No, 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 don't kill me.
Finalizing pre-ignition checks. Stand clear of storm threats.
Sorry, sorry, sorry. I just didn't want to die again in the same area, so I wasn't looking at chat at all.
Ready. Please confirm ignition order.
Okay. I think we're okay. I don't have any bullets pretty much anywhere, so this is not good. I hope your day is going... Oh, you're doing good. Nice. No work today. Nice, Nikki. Nice. I hope you can relax. This one kid called me that for told me. Yeah, and that's exactly it, Dakota. People get so mad over what you're doing with your body, as if that has anything to do with them. As if it's their business what you do with your body. As long as what you're doing isn't affecting anybody else, why does anybody care? Right? Like, why is it anybody's business?
Please confirm ignition order.
But people are so interested in what everybody else is doing because they're too insecure to do something, so they need to bring down anybody else who is not insecure. Anybody who's willing to do something that they're uncomfortable with has to be brought down a peg because you can't be more confident than me, which is like the dumbest mentality in the world.
Engines ready. Please confirm ignition order.
That's like if you're gonna like bake a pizza and then somebody gets mad at you because they don't like cooking pizza. It's like you're cooking it and you're gonna eat it. So why did that person care if you're cooking it? Whoa, it's so bright in here. I love it. I go this way, right? Yeah. Nice, Nikki. Are you ready to buy the new one
You did it. The Ishimura's
in a couple of months?
No thanks to whoever sabotaged the fuck out of these engines.
You bought us time to figure it out. Autopilot's taking us into geostationary orbit.
Wait, you're flying us through the planet crack debris?
That's what the asteroid defense system is for.
But the ADS is offline. I've got the system readouts here.
Hammond, the Ishimura's in rough shape. A couple of bad strikes could finish her off.
Shit.
Come on, tell me what to do.
Daniels, give me all the data you have. I'll try to adjust course. Isaac, you disable the tram lockdown from engineering. I'll open up the bridge station. Meet me there. We need to work on this together.
Yeah, that's exactly it, Dakota. It's the people who try really, really hard to fit in and be normal, and it's a bigger sign of something wrong with them, like something they're struggling with. I mean, you know, like the guys who are all about like be extra manly and be extra like don't do anything that might make you less of a man. Those are the guys that are usually the most scared to not be manly. Those are the ones who are usually the most worried about what other people think. Those are usually the ones that are the most insecure. Because if you're so worried about being perceived as even slightly effeminate, you're the weak one. Because, you know, like I'm enjoying what I like. And if I paint my nails and I like it, I'm enjoying myself. And you're upset that I'm enjoying myself. Not you, Dakota, but like the person getting mad. And it's like, because you're not allowed to do what you like because you're not strong enough to. So you're mad at me for it, which is like the dumbest thing. We're all different and we all have our own idiosyncrasies that make us unique, and we have our own tastes and likes and dislikes and things that we want to do, and as long as it doesn't interfere with anybody else, who cares, right? There's too many people that are worried about what other people are doing, and that's like the dumbest mentality, because what you're doing with your body or in your life doesn't affect me in any way whatsoever, right? Like I don't care. And don't get me wrong, it's a process. Like a lot of us have this stuff ingrained, depending on what our upbringing is, depending on what our cultural background is. That can affect everything, of course. Because I had to learn a lot. And I'm still learning every day. I still have biases. I still have things that I'm working on that I don't get. But at least I've now matured enough to know that I don't get it. But that doesn't mean that I won't eventually. And it doesn't mean that me not getting it matters to anybody else. It's just me not getting it. There are certain things about gender and sexuality that I still don't understand. But I'm not in those shoes. So the only thing I can say is that I have nothing to say about it, good or bad. And I'm going to listen to the people who are in those shoes because it's not my place to talk about it because it's not my situation. So why am I going to bring out my 2 cents? The only 2 cents that I can say that I ever want to say is more along the lines of like, hey, let them just do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Hello, Gina. How you doing? Welcome. You pre-ordered it on Amazon? Nice. It's going to be so good, Nikki. It's going to be so good. I'm excited. I don't know if I'm going to get it. Not right away anyways. It's going to be a while. But I am excited. I'll probably get it eventually. I haven't used my Switch in probably like a year. I've got it charged. I've turned it on a few times. But I don't actually play it. It's too uncomfortable. Now that my hands are in such bad shape, it's too uncomfortable for me to play. And up until recently, I didn't have a TV in this room, so I didn't have anything to play it on with the regular Pro controller, so I just didn't use it. But I might, if I get Breath of the Wild 2, I might want to play it. I'm good, Gina. I'm good. Just hanging out. I've got like... not a whole lot left of the stream. I'm going to stop soon because I have to get up to stream tomorrow, so I'm probably not going to be live for much longer, but...
Nicole? I'm here. Nicole! Damn it.
But I'm doing okay. Keeping busy. Working my butt off. I had an unexpected extra day off today, which was nice. Spent it all day with Nora, played video games, and watched some Minecraft stuff. Endured certain Minecraft things. Enjoyed certain Minecraft things. Oh, nice. Nice, Nikki. That would be fun. Ooh, cool. I wish that I had a gaming laptop. I don't need one. And it's not something I'm planning to buy anytime soon because, like, I've got a big gaming rig. I don't need a laptop. But I wish I had one because I do like being able to, like, game on the go. I have a tablet, and it does pretty well, and I've got, like, my Switch. But gaming laptops are cool. I don't know. I just think they're cool. I think that's all it is. I just think they're cool. It has nothing to really do with me needing it. It's just I think they're cool. I just haven't used it ever. I used mine a lot. I really used mine a lot. Like, I put it through the ringer. And I love it. I love the Switch a lot. But now I've played all the games I've wanted to play, and they haven't brought out anything that I wanted. And because when the Switch came out, it was already an old chipset that was being used. Like, it was modified and it was updated so it would be, you know, more modern. But it was an older chipset. So it wasn't super capable when it was released, and now that it's been, what is it, like 6-7 years, it's definitely underpowered, and so the stuff coming out isn't that great. And like my iPad, obviously much more expensive than the Switch, but my iPad, which is like minuscule in size with a way bigger screen, runs way better games at a way longer battery life. I can get some phenomenal performance out of this little thing, and the battery just goes and goes and goes. Whereas like the Switch, when you're playing a game that's fairly heavy, you get like an hour and a half and then it dies. So the Switch, I think, it's kind of outlived its usefulness. They really need to start talking about hardware soon. But that being said, yes, we completed the chapter. That being said, the Switch is a very, very handy console. I love the handheld console part of it. You know what I mean? The ability to have a handheld and have that exact same game experience in your hand that you're having on your couch is awesome, and some of the games on the Switch are just amazing, and I wish you could get them on other consoles. But yeah, it's at a point now where the Switch is kind of like I said, I haven't used mine in over a year. I charge it. I actually hadn't charged. I have a Switch Lite. It's a yellow one, but I put a black rubber thing on it for the grip to kind of help a little bit. And then I've got a regular Switch. My regular Switch hadn't been charged in over a year. This one I think I hadn't charged for about 6 months. And then I charged both of them, and I haven't used them. And so, like, I like it. But the Switch, the regular Switch, I've had 6 Joy-Cons in total, and 4 of them had Joy-Con drift. And so I'm kind of sullied about the Switch with that. And this one, the Joy-Cons aren't drifting, but they're starting to become very sensitive, so I feel like they're about to start drifting, so I'm trying not to use it too much because of that. Because once it drifts, that one can't be fixed. You just got to send it out to get repaired, or you just buy a brand new Switch. And it kind of sucks. Nintendo needs to up their game with their next console. Like I said, the iPad mini that I have, it's the iPad mini 6. I think it's the A15 chip in there. They're already out to the A16, and they have the M1 chips in tablets now. And my A16 or A15 is more powerful than the Switch. So if they could get something that's comparable to like the M1 in a Switch, then we can talk. Yeah, Nikki, tablets would, like a tablet PC would really struggle with streaming, because once you start processing and sending out the signal, the computers heat up really, really quickly. Like I've got a MacBook Air with the M1 chip in it, and it's powerful, and I have a really, really good time with editing on it and everything. I don't have any issues with that. But from everything I've read online, if you try to stream with it, it's steady for about 10 minutes and then it starts to really mess up. So a tablet would be the same thing. A gaming laptop is probably a decent choice. I mean, you could always get like a cheap regular computer, and it would probably do better than the gaming laptop. But then you can't move it around, and you need to buy a monitor and keyboard and mouse. At least the laptop, everything is there. So I think it's a good choice to get a gaming laptop. Nice, Nikki. Yeah, Dakota, it was nice. It was nice. We played Minecraft for about an hour. I had to build I'm building a mob spawner. Oi. Jeez, you scared me. Hold on.
I'm looking at the ADS cannons. They're a mess. I'm gonna need your help. I am not losing the Ishimura. Not now.
The Ishimura, Hammond, or the marker?
That artifact they found?
Don't bullshit us. CEC knew all along about the marker, didn't they? Isn't that why you're really here? Corporate wouldn't send the Ishimura for some off-the-books mining. But alien technology, yeah, that fits.
And how does losing my team fit into this theory?
Hey, knock this shit off. We're into the debris field. We get the ADS back together before it's over.
Then meet me at the captain's nest. Daniels?
Fine. But I'm going through the ship reports, Hammond. I'm getting some answers.
You go, girl. Call him out on his BS. But yeah, I was building a mob spawner on Minecraft, and then I got stuck, and she was kind of goofing off. So we stopped playing because I was stuck, like physically stuck. If I wanted to leave the area I was in, I would have to jump because my pickaxe broke, and I was like, I think I was like 150 blocks up in the air, so I would die if I jumped. And so we stopped playing, and then we watched. We've been watching Wadzi, who's a Minecraft streamer or Minecraft content creator. We've been watching him. We also watch Mumbo Jumbo. He's our favorite, and he's another Minecraft content creator. And she's really obsessed with Aphmau. And if there's any Aphmau fans out there, please forgive me, but Aphmau is so irritating. And so we watched a few episodes of that. That part was torture. That part was torture for me. But it was nice. It was really nice. We got to hang out and play video games, which is great. Yeah, Nikki, and like I said, a laptop is good enough. You'll be able to stream just fine with a laptop. It'll get warm, so just be prepared for that, but it'll be fine. The only thing with like a regular PC versus a gaming laptop is the regular PC because it's bigger, it can cool down faster, which means weaker things can work better. And it'll be cheaper than a laptop and more powerful, but you can't move it around. And then you have to buy everything else to go with it. And so a laptop just makes it easier, especially if you're trying to do like a stream setup. Having a laptop can just be much easier to handle than having a computer with extra screens and a monitor and all that extra stuff. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, it was really nice watching. Whoa! Oh, I hate this part. Holy crap. It is so much worse in this version. But yeah, it was really nice hanging out with Nora and being able to watch Minecraft stuff and play video games and all that kind of stuff. It was a nice day, for sure. Okay, I need ammo. I wanted to upgrade, but I need ammo, and I don't think I can justify upgrading if I need to be able to fight. Can I sell anything? Do I have anything to sell? No, not really. I guess I could sell the oxygen. It seems like a waste for me. They almost always have oxygen where we need it, so I think I'm gonna just do it. Just do it. And I'm going to put this in storage. How do I storage it? Action, move to storage. There we go. Action, move to storage. I'll keep 2 of them because we do run into trouble every once in a while. And then we can buy some of this. I don't know if I want to buy some of this, though. I definitely need health. Let's buy some health. Ooh, okay, let's do 2 small ones. Alright, now I'm broke. Alright. Oh, no. Can I save before doing this part? Nope, you don't have anything. I think I might just save because I have a feeling I'm gonna die and I don't want to deal with that if that's what happens. Yeah, no worries, Michael. I don't even know what you're talking about, so like, I don't know. Ghost, hello, how you doing? Why is my chat not showing up on... What the heck? What the heck? Thing, where are you? That's so weird. It stopped showing up. Hello, Ghost. I'm sure there are people that have been talking and I haven't seen it. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, so it's just Ghost and then Michael messaged. I'm doing okay, Ghost. I'm doing okay. I'm struggling with the game because I keep getting distracted because my brain just doesn't want me to concentrate. No, but I'm doing great. I had an unexpected stream today. I wasn't planning to stream, so it's been really nice because it's been really casual. And I've been able to kind of just sink into the game. But I've been doing okay. I had a really, really long, relaxing day. Not long in a bad way. Long in like I was really able to absorb the day and just relax, which was great. And then I'm going to do this and then go to sleep and get up and stream again tomorrow. Oh, Jesus! How do I unbreach the hull? Oh, okay.
You okay?
That scared me.
At least containment and life support are holding. So far.
Level 2?
Security clearance required.
That's lame. Okay, why did this stop responding though? That's weird. That is so weird that the chat stopped working. Now I know I've asked this before, and sorry if it's annoying. So Dakota, it's not fully your fault. It's not just you not knowing when I'm streaming or not paying attention or whatever. I've been very, very, very unreliable with my stream. technically my streams are every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, but I've been working a lot, and it's been very, very stressful in my private life. Just my life has been very, very stressful, so I haven't had a lot of energy. I also have Nora, and usually what ends up happening is I'm getting home at like 4 or 5 in the evening, and so by the time I get to bed, it's closer to 6 a.m., and then I have to be up by like 10:30 to give myself time to eat, to do my whole hair routine and shower and all that, then get the stream ready, and then go live. And so a lot of the times I just sleep in. You know, I wake up at around 11, and it's just impossible for me to be ready for 11:30, so then the stream ends up dying, because if I start anywhere past noon, then the stream is too short. And so, or no, anywhere past 12:30, then the stream is too short. And so it doesn't make sense for me to set up just to stream for 45 minutes and then leave. And then I have my daughter all evening, so I can't stream in the evenings at all to make up for it. So it's been very, very loose lately. In the next few months, it's still going to be a while. In the next few months, that might change as far as like stream schedule goes. But as of right now, technically it's every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. I may move it around a little bit, but that's pretty much what my stream schedule is. Thursday, it's around this time. Tuesday and Friday, it's much earlier in the day. So I think that's when you're in school. I can't remember what like the time difference is between us, but it's much earlier than now normally. But it's not your fault. My schedule is just a mess. My schedule is very, very unsteady, but it's because of me. It has nothing to do with you know, it has nothing to do with me not having a schedule. It's just I can't stick to the schedule. But it's because I've been working like crazy and not sleeping enough. And so I end up sleeping 3 or 4 hours, and then even when I do get up, I'm way too groggy to sit and stream. So I'm trying to give myself more time to sleep, but it's kind of rough. So I'm working on it. I'm working on trying to see what I can do.
Security request retrieved.
Security, come in! We've been boarded! I repeat, the ship has been boarded! We are under attack! They've killed most of the deck staff! Where the hell is Chief Vincent? We need security backup now! Guns are useless, What in God's name is that?
That's what I'll do. Girl Thulu said so. Girl Thulu said so. I'll never sleep again. Hope you're doing well. Sadly not a score. Oh yeah, because of the leg thing. Yeah. Okay, well yeah, I'll be. Yeah, I knew that you were around, and I was like, timing wise, you should be at school. So I don't know if you're watching me in school, and as a parent, I should not be promoting that. So I will just say that it's probably early in the morning. But yeah, that's kind of what the schedule is as of right now: Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Girl Thulu, yes. Hopefully, well, you know what I mean. In a few months, there will be plenty of time for streams. Plenty of time. I'm gonna need a better chair. I think that's gonna be the first like stream goal that I'm gonna set is save up for a decent chair. Like I bought this chair fairly recently, but it's a low budget chair, and so my butt hurts right now. And I've been sitting here for today in total maybe about 3 hours, and my butt hurts really bad. So I need a chair that I can sit in for 4 or 5 hours straight and not feel anything. $10,000, what is it, Herman Miller or whatever it's called? One of those chairs. That's what we'll aim for. You love your secret lab? I have a really bony butt, which is really funny because I've always had a really big butt. So it's like, I think it's big and soft, and so when I sit, all the softness moves and it's just down to the bone. But yeah, I've heard really good things about Secret Lab. The big thing with Secret Lab is that it's a gaming chair, so it gets the reputation of all the cheap gaming chairs, but Secret Lab is not a cheap company, so you know that they're good gaming chairs. But I don't think I want a gaming chair because I sweat too much. I sweat way too much. That's what's happening with this is I'm getting I have it already, it's actually back there, a lace system put in instead because it's more breathable because I sweat too much. And so mesh chairs are just better. Like I don't overheat sitting here. Dakota, stop it. Stop it. Your dad's gonna beat me up. Oh, gotta watch this.
No, keep that rifle close. Who's that?
The one that attacked me. I managed to trap him in here.
That's different than the ones that have attacked me.
I'm not seeing things, right? That's Chen.
You can't help him, Hammond.
Holy crap.
You're right. I should... The hell with it.
I don't remember this in the original. Wow.
47 launched.
I worked with him for years. Johnston, too. At least she was spared becoming a monster.
For all you know, dude.
Hammond. For them.
Yeah. Come on. The ADS cannons.
But yeah, I've always been a big booty boy, and it was less noticeable over the last few years because I gained so much weight, and so like I expanded in the front, which made the back look smaller, and now I'm getting thinner, so it'll make the back look bigger. But I remember I always had kind of a big butt, and I didn't really pay attention to it until I was doing theater, and we were doing a show, and in one of the shows we had to pose in a specific position and hold that position while somebody sang for, it was only like a 30-second hold, but we were sitting there and the director was giving the guy directions on what he wanted him to do or whatever, and this girl was standing behind me, and she was in her 30s. At the time I was like 23, so she was an older woman, and she was Irish, and she was such a great gal. I loved her. She was such a positive energy to work with. And she's like, Luis. I was like, yeah. She goes, boy, you've got a big booty there, lad. I was like, thank you. And at that point I was like, maybe I do. And then I started looking. I was like, yeah, I got kind of a big butt. But yeah, but as I sit, it hurts. So clearly my butt isn't very good cushioning. Big booty boy. But yeah, I need a better chair. Like this was like the cheapest office mesh chair that they had at the store, and the other one that I have is also the cheapest office mesh chair that they had. And the reason I bought the second one is because Alana was using the other one when she was doing a lot of gaming on the PC, and she hasn't done that anymore. So I bought this one and I started using it, but I threw out my back the day that I bought it. And so when I sat on it, about like a day later, my back was in a lot of pain. And so I was like, oh, maybe this chair just isn't good because it's not adjustable. The other one's very adjustable. This one isn't. So I was like, maybe just the position that it puts me in after sitting for a while, it makes my muscles kind of tense up and it's not a good chair for me. So we swapped and I took the old one again. And but the old one, the seat is too small, and so it digs into the bottom of my legs. And this one, the seat is bigger and it's tilted a bit more, so it doesn't dig in as much. So I was using the other one, but the back pain persisted, and then eventually I collapsed at work, and then it was excruciating pain. Now that's over, the pain isn't there anymore, so I took this one back, and it's fine, no back pain, but my butt still hurts. I need to get one of those really expensive mesh chairs so I can have a bit better butt support. I do have one of those like gel cushions you're supposed to use for your car or whatever. I might put that on this chair just to kind of help my butt if I'm going to be sitting here for longer periods now. I used to, Dakota, it broke now, but I used to have a little tiny mini fridge. It wasn't like a regular mini fridge. We're talking, like, it's right here. I can pick it up. Watch. Oh, teaser. This little tiny mini fridge. I used to have it in the back on purpose for that. I would always go and like make a big scene about having to go get a drink. And so I would go and I made it sure it was like on a bottom shelf, so I'd have to bend over to get it as a joke. But last night I went to get an energy drink before heading to work, and I noticed the energy drink was room temperature. And then I looked at it and it wasn't working. And so I left it unplugged all day thinking maybe it was just like it had triggered like a overheating thing or whatever. And then I plugged it in this morning. It's still not working. Makes me sad. No cold drinks for me.
I can hold this position for a while, if no more asteroids come through the roof.
Actually, since we're here, where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Oh, actually, no, I don't have access to it from here, do I? I don't think I do. Maybe I do? I don't know, let's find out. Oh my god, the noise in my ears is driving me crazy. I don't think you can hear it, but I can hear the oh god, I don't remember the password anymore. Is that it? Oh, that was it. I'm using a regular like headphone jack to bring the audio into the Go XLR, but there's electrical interference going on and it's driving me nuts. I can hear just like in the background and it's going, oh, it's driving me nuts. I hate it. Okay, give me a second here. I'm doing something. I have a reason that I've stopped streaming because we were talking about being a big booty boy. But I'm going to have to scroll for a minute because it's been a while. Back when I used to do a lot of theater and I was dancing a lot. Not that I'm a dancer, but you know what I mean. Where is it? Where is it? That's when I got my first tattoo. Man, that was a long time ago. Okay, I think these are the ones. Yes, it is. Okay. Are you ready for this? I'm not going to show it on TikTok because I do not want to get banned. I want to show it on Twitch. So if you want to see it, go follow me on Twitch or YouTube because I'm live on both of those right now. All right, ready, Dakota? Are you ready for this? I don't know if you can handle this, Dakota. I don't know if you can handle this. All right. Let's add an image source. Ready for this? Browse. Down to where I saved it. This is me. This is me. I'm sorry if you will be scarred for life, or if you will now be unable to resist me. I am a big booty boy. That was me unedited on stage making my finale before the end of the show. And that is what I would be wearing on stage. And we'd do like this whole big number. This is the Rocky Horror show. We would do this really big number. And then at the end, they would kind of stop the show. If you've never seen the show, at the end, the show kind of gets stopped. And then they tell me they're going to kill me. And so I sit there and I'm like full of attitude. And then I was standing like that. And somebody was in the audience and they took that picture. And then they emailed it to the theater to give to me. And so that's me being a big booty boy. I had a pretty big booty. Now, it's still the same size, but the rest of me is grown, so it doesn't look as big. Sorry, TikTok folks, y'all missed a hell of a show. Dakota.
All I can tell is the ADS power routing was shot.
Well, the administration systems aren't doing much. We could redirect power from there. I'd need to rewire the junction boxes, but we get the ADS cannons back.
Good.
I do like the facial animations.
I don't know about any illegal mining or the marker. I swear, I'm just here for a repair mission.
Look, Hammond, I don't know you or Daniels well enough to judge, but CEC had to know about the marker.
The company maybe, but shit like that's above my pay grade. Look, we can get into it later. You'll need a way down to those junction boxes. You can turn the atrium elevators back on from security. You'll have full access. I found a CEC executive key card. I'll upgrade your clearance.
Thank you.
And you upgraded yours already?
Yeah, just in case. And Isaac? I heard something up there. Something big. Watch your back.
It's one of those shows where it's definitely for adults. Kids shouldn't be watching it. But it's so common now, like everybody knows of the Rocky Horror Picture Show, that so many TV shows and movies have referenced it that it's no longer taboo, it's no longer shocking. When it came out in the 70s, this was like edge of your seat, super vulgar comedy. Now it's just kind of like, all right, it's another Tuesday, like it's no big deal. The thing is, have you ever seen it live? Because that is the big difference. If you've ever seen it live, if you've gone to like the midnight showings at one of the old movie theaters, that's pretty similar. But if you've ever seen it live on stage, it's very different. It's a very different experience.
Remember, you'll need to reactivate the elevators from security.
Benjamin, further to our recent conversations, I'm putting it in writing that we should delay bringing the marker up from the planet for a day or two. You know how eager I am to study the marker, and I understand your sense of urgency given the events on the colony, but that's exactly my reasoning. What happens down there is just too unprecedented to act incautiously. We need time to study the cause and effects. After consulting with Dr. Mercer, I'd like to meet with Drs. Scirello and Welland planetside. Their observations on a particular patient may be invaluable to understanding what we're dealing with here, Terrence.
If we don't fix the ADS cannons, I'll be piloting a cloud of shrapnel.
So, watching it live is night and day versus watching it at home, because there's a big proponent that has to do with the audience. So the history of it, it's interesting, where basically there was a theater in the UK, and they had their whole season set up, and I can't remember if it was something like one show fell through and it wasn't going to happen anymore, or they just had a gap and they needed money, and Richard O'Brien was kind of pushing to do a show, and so they offered him and his partner to put something on if they could write something. And so they wrote it in a very short amount of time. I can't remember what it was, but it was like an insanely short amount of time, which is why the music is very basic rock. But it was put together really shortly, and then they put it on, and it was just one of those fill the dead space in the theater. And then the show got really popular, and so they started doing it a lot, and it did well. And then apparently a movie company had picked it up, but I can't remember what it was, if it was like they didn't know what it was really about. They just knew it was popular, or they had convinced the guys to do it and they weren't sure if it was really going to be a hit. But either way, the movie came out and it was well received. But it was kind of one of those tacky musicals that was whatever. It was well received by the people who wanted to watch it, but the rest of the world didn't really care. And then so the movie quickly fell into the midnight showings. And so what they would do is a lot of theaters, to kind of bring in extra people at midnight, would do like a 2-for-1. You pay, 50 cents and you get to go in and you get to watch 2 shows one after another. And the Rocky Horror Picture Show was a very common one that they did a lot. And for Halloween, they did it a lot. So what ended up happening is people would dress up for Halloween to go to the theater, and they would watch the double picture show. And then people would dress up as characters from the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and people would watch it so much because it was so cheap that they would memorize it. And so what would happen is they would be watching the show and they would be singing the lines and all that, and they would make jokes in between the lines. And so there became this whole thing where the audience is now the third, or the next cast member, and the audience now yells things, and the actors know when to stop to hear those things being yelled out. And so like one of the ones right now, I have to read the whole script to memorize it again, because I did the show so many times and I have it memorized, but I have to read it again to kind of refresh. But the one line I remember is Brad is sitting there in the castle at the beginning, and he's like, I can't help it, but I have this feeling of foreboding. And he has like this little tiny pause. What people yell out now is, what's a yacht for? So then the line turns into, I have this feeling of, what's a yacht for? Foreboding. And so it totally changes the meaning, because it's no longer about being scared. It's now responding to them asking him what a yacht is for, and he says it's foreboding, and it sounds like he got distracted. And so the whole show becomes about that, and it becomes that much funnier because very serious moments are happening and the audience is making it totally different. And it makes it very fun for creativity when you know the show. I think my favorite line was right at the end of the first, or it depends on where you split it up. Different shows split it up at different times. We always split it up at the very end, right before the big finale number, the Wild and Untamed Thing stuff. And Frankenfurter has his big speech and whatever. And then I think I want to say it's Magenta says something to me, and then I turn around and I'm supposed to say, come, because our guests are waiting, or whatever. I can't remember the exact line. But then the joke would would fall into that place. And every theater I've done it at, one of the musicians always takes that one opportunity because it's a perfect time for a really good joke. And I had a drummer who like almost broke me on stage. I'm pretty good for not breaking. He almost broke me on stage because I'm sitting there. I delivered my speech that I was supposed to deliver. And then, yeah, because I think Magenta says, right away, master. And then I turn around and I go, come, our guests will be waiting. And the drummer stood up right when she said, right away, master. And the drummer stood up and he was on stage with us. And he stood up as I'm walking away from him. And he goes, hey, Frankie, I'm going to go get some pizza. These guys want pepperoni. What do you want on yours? And then my very next line is, come. And then everybody starts laughing. And so it's like, that makes the show a million times better because it's not just basic rock and roll with some people dressed funny and doing nonsense on stage. Instead, you are part of the show. And then it makes it so much funnier because if you can come up with a really good line, you can make people laugh, and then it just makes it that much funnier, especially when the actors break. Like, I watched it when I auditioned for it the first time. I had never seen it. I knew who Frankenfurter was. I knew who oh my god, what's his name? Riff Raff was. And I knew Meatloaf was in it. But I didn't know anything else outside of that. And I auditioned for it, and they called me back to play Meatloaf, I think it was. The Meatloaf character, Eddie. And then I went home and I watched it after auditioning. And I'm sitting there by myself at like 12:30 in the afternoon in my living room, home alone. And I watched it, and I thought it was the dumbest thing ever. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think the music was very good. I really love the guy that plays Frankenfurter. His name slips my mind right now. But even him, I was like, he wasn't, like, he was a good actor in it, but like he didn't sing anything. He just talks. And so then I dropped out of the show. And I went to go support my friend, so I went to go watch it, and I was blown away by seeing it live. So the next year I auditioned. And I got Eddie again. Oh, shoot. And so I did Eddie. And then the year after that, my friends opened their own theater, and they started with that show. That was their first show that they did. And they cast me as Eddie again. Oh, crap. And so I was cast as Eddie. And right before they opened, the guy that was going to play Frankenfurter screwed them over. Turns out he stole a bunch of money from them. And he dropped out like 2 weeks before opening, or 3 weeks before opening of the show. And so the director, who was a really, really good friend of mine, called me. And she's like, I don't know what to do. You know, so-and-so dropped out. How do I put on the show? She's like, I know you're very good. So, like, you don't have the time to do the show, but can you just cover until we find somebody to do Frank? So just, you know, a couple weeks, maybe a month, while we train somebody else to step in and do it and whatever. And so I was like, fine, I'll take it. And then I broke my ankles about a week into rehearsals. Both my ankles. And then I was bedridden for the other 2 weeks. And I went in with like a couple of days of rehearsals. I was supposed to be using crutches. I convinced the doctor to let me use just a cane to be on stage. And I literally was standing there. We had decorated a cane and everything I was going to use on stage. And the way that we had the theater set up, I would walk in from the back of the theater. So I'd walk up the middle aisle and between all the audience. And right as I was waiting in the curtain for the... Or no, for the entrance, I would walk in the dark, and then I would stand in the middle. And right as I was about to, I just dropped my cane and walked in without the cane. I caused permanent damage. I have permanent pain in my ankles. But I did the show. And then I just played Frankenfurter for years to come after that. And I did Frankenfurter, I think, 4 seasons. The 5th season, I was a stand-in, so somebody else was doing Frankenfurter, and he took a few weeks off, and then I stepped in as Frankenfurter. Then the year after that, I went in for 1 weekend as Frankenfurter, and then 1 weekend as Riff Raff. So I've played Eddie, Frank, and Riff Raff in the show. Love the show. So much fun. So much fun. Although I took a break, and I probably wouldn't do a long-term production of it again, just because I've done it so much. I ended up doing Rocky Horror in my hometown years later, and I instantly got typecast that they wanted me to play a lot of characters in drag. And for me, it was just kind of like, that's not That's not why I do the show. I want to do the show because I like the show, not because I'm good in drag. I'm just a good actor. You know what I mean? Yeah, Dakota, that really sucks. I would keep an eye out around Halloween, because even places that normally don't do anything will sometimes do like a weekend long thing where they just buy the rights to it because it's super cheap to buy. I live in Niagara Falls, and there was a place here that was one of those dinner theater places, and every Halloween they did it. Every Halloween they did it. And they were really popular for it too. I'm not feeling like I'm doing anything to this guy. Oh, we did it. We did it. But yeah, or keep an eye out for like the midnight show. Not necessarily the live theater production, but a lot of like little theaters might do a midnight production of it, and then they'll sometimes even hire actors to like stand at the front of the theater while the movie's playing, and they'll act it out in the front, and they'll even pause it for certain things. Let's see. I'm probably gonna stop now because it's 1:30. I need to try to get some sleep. But I wanna see. Can I? I don't think I can. Do I have this? I don't know. Let's see. I wanna say it's. Is it this one? It might have been this one actually. What show are you planning to see? What is it that you're planning to see? I studied theater. I don't know a whole bunch of shows anymore because I've kind of fallen out of the loop, but I did know a few of them. Okay, just make sure I'm not showing anything that I shouldn't be showing. Kenny versus Spenny. Oh, okay, I remember them. I remember them. They were like the impractical jokers of Canada, if I remember correctly. Like it was that kind of like playing pranks on each other and stuff, right? I never really watched them. They weren't my cup of tea, but I do remember hearing about them and seeing their commercials all the time. Okay, that's the one. Okay. So this was me. Now this is going to be very, very hard to see. The audio is not very good. But this was the weekend where they called me to play Riff Raff. Now keep in mind, the call for Riff Raff was not a planned thing. Like they didn't call me, months in advance to say, hey, like, in a few months, Rob's not going to be able to play Riff Raff. This was literally, people on TikTok might not be able to see it, but I don't know if there's anybody watching. Let me pull it up on TikTok just so you guys can see it too, in case anybody is watching. Where is it? No, not browser. It's window capture. Boom. Okay, it's big, but whatever. So basically, keep in mind that they didn't call me ahead of time, months in advance to prepare. They literally called me that day. I hadn't done the show in over a year. They called me that day to ask me to step in. They called me at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and the show was going live at 6 p.m. And that was all the warning I had. And obviously, I knew the show. Riff Raff doesn't have an insane amount of lines, and he sings a few songs. Thankfully, I've done the show enough that I just needed to listen to it a few times and then read the script for the few hours that I had. And on stage, it was very much, this is roughly where you need to stand. Everybody will work around you. You just kind of do what you want to do. And so they showed me a few key things that they wanted me to do, and then everything else was just kind of me doing it myself. So I'm playing Riff Raff. That's actually, if I'm pointing, that's literally me there with my shoulder up. They didn't use the hunch or anything, but I do like the stiff style of riffraff. So I made him like he had a really bad arm. That's kind of what I went with. I'm only going to show the first little bit because then they all stand up and then you can't see me anymore. And I don't sing for the rest of the song, basically. But you can hear the intro of it. And this was me singing as riffraff. Oh, go back. And then everybody stands up and then you can't really see it anymore. But that was me in Rocky Horror when I stepped in with no warning. But yeah, it was fun. Like I said, I knew the show well enough to be able to just kind of step in and do it. But that was a while ago. That was a long time ago. Definitely a show that I would be more than happy to do on occasion. I just don't want to only do that. But Riff Raff was really fun because vocally he's very hard to do. Just because his voice is very nasally and high pitched and has a unique sound. So it was really fun to play Riff Raff. And then obviously I did Frankenfurter, which was more down here when he spoke. At least when I spoke, this is how I did him. And he would sing down here. Mind you, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy who did the original Frankenfurter never sang. He talked, whereas I sang. And so it was slightly different because I would actually put some voice behind it, which made it my own. But it was fun. I really had a lot of fun doing Rocky Horror. But that was me playing Riff Raff in a small starter theater, and it was cool. It was really, really cool. Anyways, I should get out of here. I need to sleep. I'm hoping to be up in time tomorrow to be able to stream, and we'll continue with some more Elden Ring tomorrow. I'm glad we were able to do this and continue with some Dead Space. We made quite a bit of progress today, which was nice. But yeah, there's like no theaters around there. That really sucks, man. That really sucks. Well, you can always make a trip of it, right? That's what we had. We had a lot of people from the States come through. I think the furthest that we had was Texas. We had somebody from Texas that flew out specifically to see the show, and then they planned their whole weekend around coming to see that show. And they flew out to see it, and it was awesome. They stayed afterwards to talk to us and everything. We had one night where it was a bachelorette party. This was a wild show. We had a bachelorette party once, and it was like 8 or 9 women, and the bride-to-be decided to do some illicit substances and then drank excessively during the show. And then right as we were opening the second number, she just stood up and then just like threw up all over the floor. And so like we had to continue the show, and then we had some cast members that were in the audience and they had to clean up everything that she had done, and they took her outside, and then she collapsed outside. And so the ambulance had to come. We had to stop the show and then restart from the second half. Then another production that we did, another night that we did, we were literally lined up. We were ready to start the second half of the show, like the ending part, the Wild Untamed Thing stuff. And we're sitting there, and they used to do like a 50-50 draw, and then they would go and like they would give people lap dances and stuff, and all clothed and all in good fun. And that scared me. Panics, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate that. And then right as we were getting ready to start, like they finished everything. They're like, all right, guys, in like 2 minutes, we're going to get started and whatever. And I'm sitting there and I've got my new costume on. I'm in my cape. And then we hear a loud thud in the audience. And then somebody runs to the back to get me because I was a healthcare worker, and nobody else in the cast had even like first aid. And it's like I ran out, and then the guy had ended up having a seizure, and I had to go. And he made a joke at the end. He wrote us a big letter and everything, and he made a joke at the end that he never thought that he would faint and Frankenfurter would come to his rescue. And I'm sitting there in like lingerie trying to wake this guy up, and it was wild. The show is a really, really fun time when you're live. people really let loose. We had people that were really upset when they walked in and then loved it when they walked out. We had people that saw, this was back when Glee was a big thing on TV. We had a couple of people that had seen the Glee version, and then they came and they were really upset when they saw what the real version was. They had no idea. They did zero research. I had a few guys that were like the manly men, and they were really like uncomfortable with it. And then I broke them down by the end. It was cool. And then my biggest crowning achievement was I got the most phone numbers I've ever had in my life doing that show. So I'm happy about it. All right, everybody, I got to get going. Have yourselves a really good night or day, depending on where you are in the world. I will hopefully be live tomorrow. Thank you all for hanging out with me. Sorry that it was so short notice and no warning I was going to be live. And like I said, Thursday I probably won't be live. I'll probably be too tired. I have to edit a video and everything with it, with the hair thing. But I should be live tomorrow. All right, everybody, sleep well. Have yourself